the question is, who should administer EIA? In the previous video, I talked about the EIA being a legal requirement, like EIA as a legal requirement. And we said it is provided in the law of Kenya, it's provided in the Environment Management and Coordination Act of 1999, Cap 387. We also talked about it being provided. There is a whole regulation on how it should be conducted, on how it should be, what should happen in the space of EIA, the whole regulation. That is the EIA. Then the question is, who should administer EIA? And the person who is in charge of EIAs is NEMA, the National Environment Management Authority. Now, listen. The first law, the act that talks about the environment, the mother of them all, is the Environment Management and Coordination Act of 1999. Now, forget the big names. That is just the law that talks about how the environment should be governed. Okay? Now, that law is the one that led to formation of NEMA. Okay? Like they say, it provided for NEMA. And it has mandated NEMA to be the one that is in charge of all management and coordination of the environment. Okay? The same act is the one that provides for the regulation. What I mean is the one that talks about EIA and EA, and there is a regulation, the environment, the EIA regulation that is born from that act. Okay? And so, if that act that talks about how the environment should be ran, if it is the one that gave birth to NEMA, and it is the same one that gave birth to this regulation that talks about EIA, then it is going to simply mean EIA should be governed, administered, regulated, and all these things by NEMA. That means as experts, for example, me as an environmental consultant, if I have a report that I do, an EIA report for my client, I do not have the authority to tell the client, go ahead and construct. I do the report and take it to NEMA. So I report to NEMA so that NEMA decides either to go ahead and approve that license, that project, or to give further recommendations. So it means an EIA license will only be issued by NEMA office. Okay? So NEMA is the overall when it comes to licensing of EIAs. The only thing that I do, remember, I am also licensed and certified by NEMA as qualified to go and do an assessment. So I'll go and do an assessment and do a report that then I report back to NEMA. So even how I do the assessment, even how I do the public participation, whatever I do in my job, I am regulated by NEMA because it is NEMA that licenses me. It is NEMA that certifies me. So whatever I do is according to the NEMA, the Environment Management and Coordination Act. We as experts are licensed and certified by NEMA. So whatever we do outside here in the field, we report back to NEMA. And so what NEMA does, then they go through the report and see if it is okay to license, if the project hits all the requirements, or they're going to give further notices. And so, as an expert, I'm also tied. So I'm just going to report on how it is. So mimi nitasema venye kwa ground kuko. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm also under NEMA, because if I do otherwise, probably my license will be revoked and then I've lost my career. So what I'm saying, it is NEMA that administers EIA. It is NEMA that gives environmental impact assessment licenses. Okay? It is NEMA that register as experts, and all these other issues. So as an expert, I'm not going to give you a license. You only get a license from NEMA. The only thing that I'm going to do is do an assessment according to my professional qualifications, according to my expertise, and report back to NEMA. And then NEMA is going to decide from how your site is to see if they're going to license your project if it meets the requirements, or they are going to give more regulations, and or they are going to give more improvement notices, or they're going to ask for more information where necessary. And just to note that as an expert, as much as you give the information on site, NEMA offices also at times go to site to see and verify on the information provided in the report. So as a client, do not be worried, because even if you're not in agreement with your expert, NEMA can go to site to verify what is in the report. And of course, there is a process and procedure that we're going to talk more in this channel on what to do if a project is rejected. The process that goes through, a report goes through after it has been submitted to NEMA, so that we can end up being approved or not being approved. So don't you worry, just like this video, just subscribe to this channel, make sure to hit on the notification bell, that bell icon, so that next time I post this video, you are notified, because you're going to talk more about these questions that you have. Let me know down in the comment section any other question that you have that we can address it here. Till next time, bye bye and keep safe.